most of them are young men, that is from 16 to 24. They are unmarried, and they have no prior police record.
Can you give us any explanation of why they're committing these armed robberies?
That we don't know. They're unplanned. They tell us that they're unplanned. They simply are riding around in cars and they see some place that, and they suddenly decide to pull a job. We do have some plans, of course, to combat this surge of armed robberies. In general, we intend to put more men on the streets. I won't go into the particulars of how we intend to do this or what means we have of combating this, but we do have plans formulated now to take care of this, mainly by putting more police officers on the street and for getting quicker reporting to the police station.
Violence and the aftermath of violence were abundant in Fort Worth today. 2 horse racing jockeys have been formally charged with a murder early Sunday morning of Jack Bradford of Mansfield. Charged were 19-year-old Floyd Lee Walker and 21-year-old Ronnie Gale Carroll. A 19-year-old Fort Worth youth, Ronnie Lee Walker, has been charged with 2 armed robberies and a criminal assault. He is being held for investigation of other possible criminal activities. 63-year-old Lloyd Shockley, owner of Shockley's grocery store at 1110 West Rosedale in Fort Worth, suffered 2 gunshot wounds in exchange of fire with a teenage armed robber this morning. The youth got away with an undetermined amount of money. Shockley is in fair condition. The same store had been robbed at closing time on Saturday night.
Do you foresee actually increased police protection, for example, saturating crime areas?
Oh, very definitely. The City Council today once more reaffirmed their support of Mr. McDonnell and our Chief of Police and our entire police department, telling them that whatever they needed, we would certainly try to provide, not only in the way of overtime for police officers, but in the manner of additional materials and tools to fight crime.
You say you will back them in any way they needed. Would this go as far as a tax increase, perhaps?
I think perhaps if it were necessary, yes, but right at this moment, I believe that we have adequate funds due to the sales tax income that we can provide it without the tax increase. I have some very strong feelings that we cannot leave law enforcement up to our law enforcement agencies entirely. We're going to have a great deal of citizen participation in these areas.
And when you say this, you're putting much of the responsibility for crime prevention not on the police, but on the citizen himself.
Well, of course, I think we all have to share mutually in the solution of these crimes, but I think citizens can go a long way to help protect themselves. I think in our homes or around our homes, we should provide as much lighting as possible. We should take every possible safeguard to protect our own private property.
The health course, now in use in the Fort Worth Public School, is based upon recommendations of the Texas Education Agency upon a 2-year study of the needs of Fort Worth as reflected by conferences with public health officials, a study by principals, and conferences with the City Council of Parent-Teachers Association, and presentations at numerous Parent-Teacher Association groups. It is not in any way connected with Sweden or with Sweden's program. Dr. Mary Calderon has not been associated with the Fort Worth program in any shape, form, or fashion. A representative of the Planned Parenthood group did speak to the girls' health class at McLean Junior High School on December the 12th, 1968. She did have some contraceptives on display. These were not passed around. A film strip was shown, but according to both of the teachers, it was scientific and not pornographic. Both of the teachers stated that the question regarding boys' premarital experiences was not asked and was not discussed. In regard to the above, this was an honest mistake made by an outstanding teacher. It is not within the structure of our health course to discuss or to show contraceptives. Most 9th grade pupils are aware, however, that contraceptives and birth control methods exist due to the widespread publicity given to the pill and to the population explosion that threatens many nations. It is only natural that pupils might ask about contraceptives. When such questions arise, the teachers have been instructed during our in-service training meetings to answer the question with an affirmation that contraceptives do exist, but that this subject is something that each individual wants to discuss with his or her doctor immediately prior to marriage.
This morning in Dallas, one of the last holdouts against our charge-it-all world succumbed. Dallas County Tax Assessor Collector Ben Gentle sold a set of license plates to actress Dorothy Malone with a credit card.
For you, I'm just back in town, you know, and I have my driver's license from Texas. I've registered to vote in Texas, and now I need a
Well,
license
you're at the
for
right
my
place,
car.
Dorothy. We would sure be glad to issue you one.
All right, how much are they?
This will be $22.30.
$22.30. Oh dear, I don't have any change.
You have your Bank Americard? This will be the
Texas?
first time in Texas that you've been able to put your automobile license on your Bank Americard.
Well, I certainly have that. I didn't know I could use it down here.
Well, that's fine. We'll sure take care of it for you that way.
Today was also a first for Mr. Gentle in that he said that it was the first time he'd ever sold license plates to a movie star. But you don't have to be a movie star to buy your license plates with a credit card. Anyone can purchase them here at the Plaza banking level at the Texas Bank and Trust Company at One Main Place. And Mr. Gentle predicts that perhaps sometime in the future there'll be other cards that can be used